everybody, it's Frankie. Now, the volcano erupted on Sunday, September 19, 2021 in the Spain's Atlantic island, La Palma. Volcano split up in the air, and it's really bad, causing eruptions, and volcano is really, really bad. And causing tidal waves in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. People have to be evacuated, causing some of the houses to be damaged or even destroyed. It was really, really bad. Volcano erupted. If airplanes go around that area, avoid that area at once for airplanes and helicopters. Take an alternative route as possible. It's really bad. And La Palma Island, volcano erupted. That's pretty close to Spain. It's in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere. It's an island. Be prepared. If you see a volcano, don't go near volcanoes. I'm Frankie down.
All right, there he is. That's Frankie McDonald. Don't go near volcanoes.
I'm doing great so far. Volcanoes are really, really dangerous. That can affect airplane flights and everything. That can change the route, airplane routes and everything. And the helicopters can't even go near volcanoes either. It's going to bring a lot of rain in Houston, Texas later on in the week because of the bad weather patterns, like big dips and jet stream. There's a Hurricane Sam that's going to head towards Newfoundland this weekend.
Also joined here today by Army pilot Imogene. She's in the Army, and she is a pilot in the Army, and she's here, and she has her cat next to her. So she's here. How are you doing? Oh, that's scary. This scary cat has no hair.
Oh, come on. Who's afraid of a little pink kitten?
It's one of my phobias. And Joey Only has just joined. Joey Only is here, fresh off of fighting fires. Joey looks like he just woke up. Joey, welcome to the program. Joey, I don't think I can hear you.
You have to press the microphone button to unmute. Joey.
I had my microphone off. That's why you couldn't hear me.
Joey,
yeah, I just thought I'd stop in and say hi for a minute. I got kids here, and we're working on the house, and things are happening, so don't have a whole lot of time, really. But
Sunday cleaning?
some actual renovations and things.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, that's good. Hopefully you have somebody stand beside the ladder and to guard the ladder so nobody falls, and your renovations go well. How's the fires?
Everything's pretty dead in BC now, so.
All the trees.
But, yeah, I did have one hell of a summer until the weather sort of changed, and I'm just trying to get back into normal life, and that's sort of the challenge right now.
Yeah,
everything was.
Quite
the battle's so exciting when it's going on, and then suddenly you gotta just live a normal life like everyone else.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's quite an adjustment to go from choking on smoke every day and ash on your face to just kind of like renovating your house, I'd imagine.
According to
well, there's camaraderie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you have a lot of friends that you hang out with, I'd imagine.
Camaraderie, and there's a sense of purpose. There's a job to do, and there's always action involved in doing it, right? So it's not like normal life.
Yeah, you'll usually go out in the summer, I'd imagine, right? That's usually peak firefighting month or season.
Yeah, I generally end up working between May and sometime early September.
Oh, really? That's definitely an admirable job. A lot of people always want to be firefighters, and we salute you here on the main entree. Frankie is here as usual.
Yes, I'd like to introduce doing podcast from Sydney, Nova Scotia, Jordan of the Nighttime Podcast.
So a new podcast Frankie's being featured on. It seems like he's on one every other week. Nighttime Podcast. Do you think they'd jump on here at some point?
You have to message Jordan of the Nighttime Podcast.
So did they? What is that, Frankie? Is that like a magnet?
It's a sticker.
Oh, really? You're gonna put it on your car? Oh
No,
no. There you
it's
go.
a nighttime podcast. Jordan, he's the guy running a nighttime podcast. He's from Nova Scotia. That means he could be a guest on your show one of these times.
Yeah. Frankie is our executive producer. He books all the guests. So, but yeah. Let's. What's the weather like over where you're at?
It's humid,
Joey?
but it's cloudy. It's going to rain a lot later
Frankie
on
too.
in Halifax and all those places. And Toronto's going to bring cooler weather. And Vancouver's getting rain for the whole week. Same with Seattle, Portland. Brian told me that.
All right. Yeah, Brian lives up in Portland. How about you, Joey? There's a nice Pac-Man shirt. There's a lot going on here. How about you, Joey? What's the weather like over there?
We got a brief moment of sunshine here. There's a risk of thunderstorms today. There's a large low that's basically circulating out in the Pacific. It's got a central low pressure of 75 millibars. This mid-latitude cyclone, you could call it. So it's going to be slapping into BC over the next 2 days. It's definitely fall here in the mountains. The leaves are turning yellow on all the cottonwoods and alder and poplar and willows. So it's quite a beautiful scene outside. I need to start getting firewood in bad. That's probably what I'm going to get working on tomorrow. But yeah, and if you're interested in podcast and weather, of course, Frankie and I and Imogen are on a show that I run called the Meteorological Report, which is on my YouTube, Joey Only Caribou Weather Dude, but it's also featured on 2 radio stations up here in Canada. So it's not just a podcast. In fact, it's real audiences on the radio airwaves.
Yeah, that's really pretty special to have that, distributed amongst the radio waves up there. I would love to have come on. I'm working. I got a new job, Joey.
What are you doing now?
I'm at iHeartMedia in
Oh,
Houston.
cool.
Yeah, I work for 740. Yeah, I'm working for 740 KTRH.
Well, that's good news,
radio.
man.
Yeah, I'm running the news and stuff. So.
Oh, now you'll know everything that's happening in America, at least.
Yeah. Well,
because you guys don't have news about anywhere else in the world.
I'd like to introduce the podcast for Nova Scotia. His name is Jordan. He runs the Nighttime Podcast.
Yeah, shout out to Jordan. Where's he from, Frankie?
Sydney, Nova Scotia.
So he's like a neighbor. So I wanted to kind of clear things up. I've been pronouncing this woman's name wrong for about like a month, and it's Imogen, I'm guessing, right? Not Imogen. Okay, I sincerely apologize for pronouncing your name wrong. Imogen.
We just let you keep sticking that foot in there. It was funny.
That's
on the Jordan's Nighttime. His website is www.nighttimepodcast.com.
Have you ever thought about making a website, Frankie?
Ben Campbell made a Frankie Action Figure website.
Yeah, but have you ever thought about making a website?
I got blogs.
Frankie. Oh, really? Yeah, you got your link tree. You don't really need a website, right, Frankie? Oh, look, it's Little Joey. Little Joey Only, making an appearance. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I just sent you the Nighttime Podcast. That's Jordan. He lives in Halifax.
Look, Frankie, it's Little Joey Only.
How you doing? I'm doing great. So that's Joey Only Booner.
Waylon's his name.
Waylon Only, a future firefighter, huh, Waylon?
Yeah.
That's cool. Nice to have you on, buddy. I like your name. It's very country music. Are you named after Waylon Jennings?
Yeah.
I had a feeling. That's a good name. I love Waylon Jennings is a legend, and so that's a cool name, buddy. It's very unique. Not many people have that name.
See, I would have thought Waylon Smithers.
Is that like an author?
No, it's a wrong spelling. He's Wieland.
Doesn't he spell it with an ELIND? I don't know who Waylon Smithers is.
Waylon Smithers is Mr. Burns on The Simpsons.
Mr. Burns.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Mr. Burns.
he's the assistant, right? Do you think him and Mr. Burns had a thing going on that nobody wanted to talk about? Because that was always implied.
Well, Waylon was one of the early characters on network TV that was hinted at being non-binary. He was one of the first recognized LGBT characters, and a part of how they brought that up was that he had a long-standing crush on Mr. Burns. Mr. Burns never reciprocated it, but Mr. Smithers was always putting it out there that he was available and interested.
Right. So it was unrequited for Mr. Smithers.
It was through the whole series. They never really did anything with it, but they brought it up in some pretty awesome and hilarious ways.
Yeah, I remember it was implied. I always, for some reason, thought that Mr. Burns was a mutual party in that. But that's pretty cool. I mean, that's kind of groundbreaking. That was a little bit before Ellen came out in the mid-90s. Yeah. I believe she came out in like 1996. Was it?
Well, it's around there, 96, 97. Off camera, she was always openly gay. That was never a question. But on camera, it could be a real career destroyer to come out. A lot of actors had their careers completely ruined once they were open about their orientation.
Right.
Ellen, she had a really strong foothold with her network. She was under a really good contract where basically they couldn't fire her. She was the main character of the show, and she fought to be able to do that. So on the show, she had a coming out that the audience didn't know about. So camera knew about it. Like, she had maintained same-sex relationships most of her life. It was no secret, but the character of Ellen was a straight person who went through this process of coming out. And that was a really good thing to be openly queer as a character on TV, as a main character.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was always hinted on her show.
He ever did.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
It's the only interesting thing Ellen ever did.
Yeah, y'all aren't big Ellen fans? Y'all don't like where she's dancing and has like celebrities on where she scares them? The celebrities come on.
And the other guy, the Roger the Wild Child guy, he gets musicians on.
Yeah, Roger does get a lot of musicians. We'll get back to that in a second. But Frankie, we're trying to get Frankie on Ellen.
I'm more a fan of my friend Tanya Tagak, who's an Inuit musician who took a picture of herself and her baby with a seal that they killed. Ooh. And it said SealFee hashtag, right? And then Ellen got really upset about it and started a big campaign against Tanya Tagak.
Oh, boy.
It's nighttime when Jason lives in Australia. It's nighttime there right now.
That's just like a great example of how lame she is.
Yeah, Ellen seems to be sort of a slacktivist, as the kids would call her, I guess.
I've never been a fan of Ellen as an entertainer. Her role in the LGBT movement of the 90s was very important, but as an entertainer, I've always just found her really forgettable.
Yeah, she's really corny. Like, she's too safe, She won't. She doesn't really make many. And now she's about to get she's about to quit.
She's too not.
Yeah, right. Isn't like
she's not very funny either. Yeah, she's just too too bland, I guess.
It was actually it. A lot of people don't know this currently, but one of the really solid LGBT supporters and activists from the 90s and still currently was actually Roseanne.
Yeah.
On her show, she had pushed to do a spin-off show with RuPaul as a main character. But the networks had just flatly said, no, it'll never work. And in response, she brought in Sandra Bernhardt's character with her husband at the time, Tom Arnold, where Sandra Bernhardt came out as a lesbian. So she worked that into the storyline after she fought hard with the networks to have a spin-off with queer main characters. But the most that she could get was in a supporting role, secondary characters. So for a little while, she really pushed to have that. And then she did a ton of work off camera as well.
I think I remember an episode of Roseanne where there was a gay math teacher who was trying to get strippers for their bachelor party, and it was men, and it was very edgy at that time. That was not something that was done a lot, which was pretty cool.
Yeah. her boss for that period where she was working at a diner, her boss Leon, he was openly gay. And the really cool thing about the depiction of Leon and his partner was that they were very, very vanilla characters. They went against the cliches of being extremely flamboyant. So when it came to planning the bachelor party, Roseanne's looking at it going, okay, how can we make this big and flamboyant and fruity? And we'll have all the cliches. We'll have male strippers and confetti. And here's these two very normal, middle-aged men wearing suits and ties. And they're going, Roseanne, no, we're not all like that. We don't all love Judy Garland and prance around to show tunes. So she was the one pushing the cliches, but the actual queer characters were very bland, very normal, very not cliche, not stereotype. It was a fantastic depiction.
Yeah, it was a well-written show. I think Norm Macdonald also was a writer on that show. The late Norm Macdonald. Yeah, I think he was a writer on Roseanne early.
That guy was so cool.
That time that Roseanne sang the national anthem at a Padres game back in 1990, and then she was really, really mad, and everyone was booing her, and then she grabbed her crotch and spit.
Yeah, that was really sort of a life-changing moment for American society. You know, we don't that really changed the game. You know, after that there were many bad national anthem singers. You know, she set the tone for Fergie, and
she set the lack of tone.
Yeah, she set the lack of tone. She built she was the blueprint, I guess you can say. So yeah,
the blooper.
Yeah, hard to believe this is kind of where the conversation leads here on the main entree. We're talking 90s sitcoms, but you know that's how it is. You never really know. I'd like to introduce another guest, the rapping weatherman himself.
Oh yeah,
formerly of the Shoes crew.
I'm going to take off and get back to renovations. Good to see you, Gabriel. Good to see everybody.
All right.
Talk to you next time.
Thank you for jumping on, Joey. Have a good one.
Do we already end the show?
No, we're still going.
Okay. I was like, what the? Yeah, sorry. I thought that I joined a bit too late, but it's fine. It's fine because as long as I'm here, okay. Whenever I was late for my class, let's say, right, I would always tell my teacher, listen, okay, lucky that I'm here, okay? Because if I, of course, wasn't here, you would be more mad at me than if I was here. So, thankfully, I'm here.
That's one way to look at it.
Freaking class right now, so we got let's talk about some stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, teacher, Gabriel has things to do. You're lucky he's here.
I got no things to do, man. I wear this suit. I may, of course, look like I have things to obviously do, but I actually just don't, okay? And that's exactly why I like to wear a suit, because I actually look like a businessman. I look like a person that has so much things to do, but I actually just don't. I actually just make myself look so much more.
So it's ironic.
You look like a Mormon.
Yeah, a little bit. You look like you're about ready to sell me a Bible.
Oh man!
Start knocking on those.
Oh, he actually had a Bible. I didn't expect that, but
yeah, that was well played.
So I want to talk about Imogen's Pac-Man get-up thing she's got here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show this off.
Is this like a Snuggie, or is this like a Halloween costume?
It's a Pac-Man game board. I am, in fact, wearing a Pac-Man game board. See, there's my ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
How cool are those?
Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever seen anything like that before. It's funny you mentioned Pac-Man. Do you think that game is sort of allegorical to gluttony? Getting too gluttonous and then paying for it because you ate too much dots?
I like to think that I think that it's kind of an allegory of addiction and the compulsive need to pop pills. So it could really be seen as a commentary on the North American pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, it could have been foreshadowing the opioid crisis. obviously this game came out at the height of the crack pandemic. So, I mean, but the opioid crisis was a lot further down the line. So you got to give Atari a lot of credit. They had a lot of.
They know what they were doing.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was coming, and they nailed it. They nailed it. It was a little late, but they nailed it.
Eat too many pills, get eaten by a ghost, turn into a ghost.
That is what happens.
Oh wow! I actually, of course, didn't actually know that. Looking at it kind of different now. How you just eat pills and oh my god! It's like you're just
Why do you think?
keep on going.
Why do you think the game was so addictive?
Yeah. It's just you wouldn't think it would like opioids would be that addictive, but anyways. Yeah. Anyways, so what's the weather like in Toronto?
I mean, it's pretty like fall like now.
There's more rain headed for Toronto later on the week.
What is, Frankie?
More rain headed for Toronto later on the week.
There was actually the other, I think, day. This was obviously last week. Forgot which day though. Last week there was 100 millimeters of rain that actually have fell in those 24 hours. So it was really a lot of rainfall, right? Like it was a month's worth of it, or maybe even actually more than a month's worth of it. And yesterday, of course, we actually got more. And then, of course, as Frankie's saying right now, we have actually some more actually coming on this week. But it's pretty kind of cool outside. Temperatures in the teens, maybe the mid teens, I should say. Should be, of course, warming up. I think. Oh my God, what is it? Oh yeah. So it's Sunday today. I almost have forgot the date today, but it's Sunday, so temperature should warm up into the higher, I think, teens into this week, so it should actually be much warmer. But as of course Frankie said, there's more, of course, rain coming this week, which I actually didn't actually know, because I haven't been really checking the forecast or the models lately, but I will though later on. So I guess if Frankie says that there's gonna be rain, then I have to put that into my forecast that I have to check.
I got a question about the pronunciation of Toronto. Do people get really angry if you say the second T in Toronto? Because I've heard people get really angry.
Toronto?
Yeah, they say Toronto.
I mean, personally, I don't. I just say Toronto. Toronto is just like the way I say it, but there actually is some people that are yo, what the hell is Toronto? What the hell, man? You're not even from here. And I'm
yeah.
I guess that most of us just say it Toronto. So I don't really I guess there's some people that maybe are oh yeah, you're what the hell are you saying, man? That isn't really how we say a city's name. Get out of here, bro. You're not even from here, you know? And then yeah, there's always though people that are like that. No matter which city you're in, but Toronto is how you say it, because
I had a friend who's a doctor who lives up in Toronto, and I said Toronto one time, and he got really angry.
Really?
He's that's not how you say it. It's not how you say Toronto.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Yeah, I know, right? I was
Pro tip. If you want to annoy those people, pronounce it Toronto.
Toronto. You're at Toronto, having a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Say it with a bit of a snooty accent. Say it with a bit of a snooty accent, like it's some really exotic thing. Yeah, Toronto.
Yeah, I'll say it in my Texas Texas voice, because sometimes my Texas accent comes out.
Yeah. How do you even do a Texas accent? I don't know how to do
that. You just say things sort of. You add a bunch of A's, and it sounds
like that.
Yeah,
the vowels.
Yeah, you really enunciate the vowels.
Toronto's a pretty good city. I don't know.
Toronto.
Toronto, you know.
Yeah.
You got it. There you go.
My southern accent only comes out when I get really angry. So
Have you
How
ever
is the weather in Houston, Trey?
it's beautiful out today. I think it's like 81 degrees Celsius, or no, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. If it was 81 degrees Celsius, we would be dead. It's
81 Celsius is death.
yeah, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny, not really much cloud cover. The sun is peeking through the window. So yeah, it's really nice out. I heard there's a lot of rain coming to Houston this week, right, Frankie?
Yes.
When can we expect this rain?
Yes, lots of rain there too.
When can we expect it?
Later on this week.
Well, there you go, Frankie. In his
What time, Frankie?
Yeah, what time can we? Is it going to be in the
Only
morning?
a chance of thunderstorms Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Monday in Houston this week.
All right. Well, I'll pack a raincoat for those days, Frankie. Thank you so much for giving us your weather report. Anyways,
I got my social media. My Twitter is at Frankie McD. My Facebook is Frankie McDowell. My Instagram is Frankie McD 1984. My TikTok is Frank Down 1984. My Clapper is Frank Down 1984. My Snapchat is Frankie MECD1. My LinkedIn is Frankie McDowell. And my YouTube channel is Dogs and Wolves. Best of luck, yeah. I'm Frankie Down. You're listening to Main on Trade Podcast.
All right, let's let Gabriel and Imogen plug their socials if they're on them.
So my socials. Okay, well, yeah, Instagram at, of course, Gabriel Burrito. So is my Facebook. Twitter is at GB the Weatherman. TikTok is actually at Horrifying Horror. On that, I do not post the weather, as you guys can even tell by the name itself. I just post a bunch of scary movies that I like, and I sold them. I actually, of course, give them to people, and will like you should watch this horror movie. It's really, really good. And, I'm actually on my way to 50,000 followers on TikTok. So I'm really,
nice. That's a lot of followers.
It is actually really good. But look, I don't really want to brag too much. I don't want to. I'm not like that. So let's go let her do her social media so she could get it.
I wanted to ask you a quick question, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th. What's your take on that one? Yes or no?
Okay, well, I actually have watched it years ago, but I don't really think it's like the best of like the movies. There obviously is some better like movies out there, so I'm kind of in like the middle of things, I guess. But there actually is some good ones that I watch. Especially, of course, there's also the old ones, but there's also newer ones that are actually good also too. Like there's actually a new Halloween coming out actually next month. A new one, following to the one that was made like a few years. There was also this remake again made in 20 I think 18.
So in the pantheon of 80s slasher, Friday the 13th is one of the staples. The main actor in it, Kane Hodder, is one of the top Hollywood stuntmen for doing that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I actually had the opportunity to meet him a few years ago, and it was truly awesome. He is a really awesome person. As a fan, there's something that I always wanted to do, and I finally did it the other day, so I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you can see it.
Wow. That is a tattoo.
Oh, wow.
Did that hurt?
I don't have anything under my lip.
Didn't even feel it.
That's
the
pretty cool.
Yeah, it literally took seconds to apply. The artist was so amazingly at the top of his game. I didn't even feel it go on. It was done in seconds, and I didn't feel a thing. I thought that he was still just prepping the area, but no, it was done.
That's
so
pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a great photo. There's a great photo of it being put on, and then another photo I did with a lot of makeup and Photoshop to make it look a little more horror movie on my Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
What is, of course, your Instagram? I never really got your Instagram, you know?
it's just my name, Imogen Cookie Bailey. Same with my Facebook, Imogen Cookie Bailey, all one word. That is Cookie
Could
like the
you,
snack
like,
food, and
could you,
yes, that's
like,
my real name.
are you in like the group chat? So later you could just like
Yep.
write it in there, and I could just like see it, because I'm not that great with spelling out stuff. And of course, when I spell it wrong, then I'm gonna get that no, results of username type thing, and I'd be like, oh my god, what the hell did I
Yes, sir.
punch it wrong here?
Yeah, I am in the group chat for the meteorological report. My name is spelled Imogen, Cookie like the snack food, Bailey,
Oh, yeah.
Bailey. If you Google that string, there's only one that comes up. I'm the only Cookie Bailey out there. And as of this morning, I just launched an online little retail shop with some of my modeling prints and some lingerie that I'm doing, because I'm actually developing a brand right now.
Oh, cool.
That
That's
is
pretty neat.
Imogen.in.
Well, that's pretty neat. Imogen, actually a model. So shout
And a
out to
pilot,
her.
and a fire breather.
Yeah, she's an Army pilot, and she breathes fire on the streets. So
Okay, so I'm not an Army pilot. I just like camo. I wear a lot of the Army colors because I like it, and I am pretty supportive of our military.
Nice.
Having known a lot of veterans personally, I'm very supportive of the peacekeeping missions that Canada does around the world, and that the U.S. has been involved in. Other actions, not so much, but the peacekeeping stuff and the humanitarian stuff that our military does, very supportive of that, because how can you not?
of course, yeah. Support. We all support the troops.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the troops. Thanks for being the troops. This has been fun. Quite the conversation here. Took plenty of pathways, weather, the troops, 90s sitcoms. So yeah, we'll be back next week. Or no, we're taking a break next week because I'm going to Charlotte. But we'll be back in 2 weeks. So thank you for joining the main entree. I'll talk to you all later.
Best luck to you. I'm Frankie. You're listening to Main Entree Podcast.
All right.
Enjoy your dessert.
Ooh, okay.